Hello, it's Eve. I recently changed my name, but I will tell you that story another time. Today, I wanted to start a series of videos about the process of creation, of co-creation. So I decided today, I set a date for my a one-woman show that I will be performing and creating. And the date is October 15th, 2016. And I'm declaring this date without actually knowing what the show is actually going to be, not having a venue and not knowing, who to invite. So I thought I would, document this process, how things come about, from vision to complete manifestation. And for me, it's interesting having a deadline, because the creative process is tricky because you can't force it, but at the same time, I've also found that you can't just think that inspiration will strike and suddenly something's going to be created. So it's really kind of being able to learn the dance of having some kind of structure, or being able to direct and focus energy, while not trying to go into planning too much or problem solving, because that pretty much takes creativity out of the process when you're trying to go in this linear way. So this idea of manifesting a vision rather than kind of achieving a goal, is, so I'm working with a vision that came through. It came through about a year or so ago, but this idea of performing in front of a group of people, like on stage, and I had never considered that in the past, but I started to get these visions, and then I did like my first open mic night like a couple months ago for a spoken word poem, and then I made a few videos of spoken word poems, and suddenly it's like, as I allow the vision to kind of speak to me, I see myself living into it. Like now, suddenly the idea of being in front of a group of people doesn't sound so crazy or scary. Right now, I started taking a storytelling class in Washington, D.C. To get even more comfortable, because what I'm envisioning is the show will be some creative stories and myths woven with my personal story, a personal narrative. But I'm envisioning, costumes and music. It's the idea is that for the performance to be actually a group healing, but it's not going to feel like a healing because it's going to be entertaining, hopefully. Yeah, just an experience of being in an expanded world. So for me today, making that date, which I think in the past would have felt more like, oh, that's scary because now I have to get things done by the certain time. Instead of that feeling of anxiety, it actually made me feel more relief, like, because I feel the sense of urgency in my body, like the universe or the world wants me to create something, and yet without a container or a particular endpoint in mind, it's really hard to shape it. Like, I don't want to put pressure on myself and force something out, but I also don't want to just continuously be in this place of just potential, when there is something specific that wants to be brought out. And it's really, so the vision that I state in a sentence is like, I see myself performing actually in an outdoor stage, as a divine channel, particularly of Mother Earth, of Gaia, and feeling like alive in my body, and providing the experience of coming home. And that's about it. That's what I have. And so from that vision, it's the practice is to allow the vision to talk to me, to inform me about like what the next step is, rather than the way I think we usually work, which is, okay, I have this goal, this, I want to do this performance, whatever, in 2 months. And now I'm in this place where I don't know what I'm going to do or say or how to get a venue booked, So instead of coming from this place and trying to figure out how to get to that place, knowing that place, the vision is actually already manifest. Everything has already happened, and it's just about allowing ourselves to experience the journey through time, which is an illusion. So I start with the faith and the knowing that the vision is already done. That's why I can see it. And then from that place, okay, what is the right thing to do in this moment to meet it, to meet it and be in the same world as the one that vision is manifest. So when I did that this morning, what came in was to start doing these videos, which I don't know exactly why, but I think making these videos helps me to reflect and just, again, it provides a structure that helps me to interface between something that's just in my mind or in my imagination to something that is living in the world. And then it also just seemed perfect to, share this journey, because I talk a lot about the magic of creation, and really how it's more about allowing this divine energy to move through you and create through you, rather than trying to create according to some plan. And I don't know how this is going to manifest, but I totally trust that it is going to happen in magical ways. And I'm really excited to be documenting how that happens. So if you are working on a creative project or have something that is ready to come into form, then I invite you to just, come along this journey with me, and know that we're supporting each other in the process. Oh, this felt important. I wanted to add. So I create these shamanic paintings, and what I do is I will work with a client for a few months. I will offer a soul reading, and then I will begin a painting that reflects the client's soul. It starts to reveal their specific soul language and symbols, and through visual metaphor. And then the painting itself begins to be like a mirror that reflects the client's very sacred internal process, begins to show what usually can't be seen. And the painting is done in layers, and it corresponds with the ways in which the client integrates the initial healing of the soul reading. And so I will send the client layers of the painting while I do it, and it becomes this co-creative process. And the painting is finished when the person has fully integrated their healing. And then the painting becomes this like almost like a compass or a divine mirror that has a living vibration. So it represents like the greater story of your soul, and will help you align with that, when we're in the regular world and we kind of forget. And then also the painting will continue to provide new perspectives, because as your awareness shifts and expands, you will see more in the painting. So, what I tell my clients is obviously, like, when the painting's done and they have it in their room or living space, because the vibration works on them. It becomes your default. This divine blueprint becomes more and more part of your waking life, and not just something that's latent. So I do these paintings, downstairs in a studio, and there's one painting that I'll show earlier in the video. I suddenly saw it as mine. The background, maybe I'll tell you that in another video, where the painting started from. But by the time I got to this current layer, I completely saw it as this amazing, like, shaman. I saw her wearing like Asian costume and having this amazing like feather headdress with antlers, and I just loved it. And every time I look at it, I feel like powerful, and like that's me, So I decided, why am I not using my work the way that I'm advising other people to? So I finally brought the painting up to my room. That's what's behind me now. And I've been living with it, and allowing this vision of, that I see in my kind of with my inner eye of performing. And then I will, come out of meditation and look at this painting, and it's been quite remarkable. And it was I felt like a really interesting step to, I guess, use my own work, like I give myself readings sometimes, but I hadn't actually been living with my own shamanic painting. And so this is also an exciting piece of it, because I feel like this painting, this living painting, is another way that I am accessing that channel and opening and allowing this vision to manifest into form. Because in my painting, it's already manifest in this form, but now in a form that includes, I guess, other people and my physical body.